We want to do this Rubin clip?
Oh, yes. Yes, I do want to do this.
Drama alert.
Dave Rubin has realized that him and Ben Shapiro will never be best friends. There's a cap on their friendship, not because of, logistical reasons or maybe just because like they don't connect on certain things, but it's because Ben Shapiro is bigoted towards Dave Rubin because he's gay.
Yeah, and you can see how the amount of qualifications that Dave puts into here. Some people might call it extremely generous, some to a friend. Other people might call it spineless in the face of bigotry.
Yeah. People might call it pathetic as a way to like suck up to the popular kid on the internet in your right-wing circles in order to not lose access to him. I don't know.
Ben and I absolutely are friends. We have dinner many times. We obviously are allies in a political sense, but he has a biblical view of marriage. Now, that does cap our friendship to a certain degree, right? Like it just does. Like there's a level of something there that we're never going to get to. That's okay. I don't feel I need to own the world. I don't think he feels he needs to own the world. As far as I know, he mostly takes the libertarian position of the government should just stay out of it and people should be able to enter whatever contracts they want. But there would be a cap on it there. Now, the difference would be, so I can be friends with someone in that regard. The difference would be if there was someone that was like actively, constantly campaigning to overturn gay marriage or to make sure that gay people didn't have equal rights or something like that. Well, then I probably would have a tough time being friends with them.
It's interesting. Can you pull up what I sent you just there from GLAAD? Not always going to use GLAAD, but they aggregated some of Ben Shapiro's comments about gay people, which might be enlightening for his buddy, Dave Rubin. They're friends. They go to dinner together. I just want to be clear about that.
I like that when he says actively and constantly. So you have to both be. It's if you advocate that I have less rights once, or twice, or maybe once,
or just like once a week, right? I mean, it's
just don't do it constantly. Okay.
Here we go. Here is just a bit of an archive of Ben Shapiro's anti-gay comments from GLAAD. Ben Shapiro argued homosexuality should remain in the DSM as a mental illness. I clicked on that. That was in like 2010. Targeted LGBTQ inclusive holiday movies, falsely claiming that some cable channels are for, quote, religious families, blah, blah, blah. In an interview said he thinks homosexual activity is a sin, is the quote. And equated sexual orientation with his desire to sleep with many women. It says something about Ben Shapiro. Said in the speech, a man and a woman do a better job of raising a child than two men or two women. Said, this is not a country that discriminates against homosexuals. All right, well, there is a vastly minute amount of discrimination against gays in the country. But if he's not openly discriminating against Dave, according to Dave's standards, like what we're good with that. But that's just an example of some of the things that he said in the past. What would discrimination against him and constant calls for removal of Dave's rights constitute for Dave? Because my sense is that he would move the bar around.
Well, it's
a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is like, okay, maybe he's not saying sort of explicitly that we want to remove the rights of gay people, but every time that, like, say Obama's doing something for gay rights, has a huge problem with it. So I guess maybe that doesn't qualify as actively constantly campaigning against it. But
Dave would end his friendship with Ben if Ben were the president of the United States, and called for a ban on gay marriage. He has a line somewhere. North Dakota Llama. I remember seeing a meme shared by a conservative artist, and the caption was, "This is the world the left wants." There was the usual trans stuff, vaccines, and vague Jewish question stuff, but the background was a drawn picture of Dave Rubin and his husband announcing their plans to have a baby. A not-so-subtle reminder to Dave that he will never be accepted by the people he chose to make his crowd. Yes.